Hello, boys and girls. Come on in. Come on in and join us. Get nice and cozy and get comfortable. If you're at home, find your favorite spot where you're comfortable. If you're at school, get nice and cozy in your chair or on the rug. And let's read the story. Today on Storytime with Aunt Cake, we're going to be reading the exciting, adventurous, interesting, mysterious book, Dinosaur'S Night Before Christmas, authored by Jim Harris. "'Twas the night before Christmas, so no time to spare. I was assembling my toys in my workshop downstairs. It was 1:45, and in a feverish state, I was testing a game for my son who was 8. When out on the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang up the stairs to see what was the matter. And what to my wondering eye should appear? Well, it wasn't Saint Nick and his tiny reindeer. By the moon that shone on the new fallen snow, I saw what I thought was a strange UFO. It came out of the night and flew with a roar and was pulled by 8 huge dinosaurs. The driver wasn't little, lively, or quick. He looked more like a Scrooge than good old Saint Nick. Like thunderbolts flashing, his coursers they came, and he growled and he howled and he called them by name. Now Crusher, now Splinter, now Smasher and Fang, on Biter, on Cracker, on Stomper, on Slang, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, we'll dash it and smash it and flatten it all. And then a loud crash I heard on the roof. 'Twas the stomping and clawing from each monster's hoof. I'm braver than most, but in the closet I hide, when a T-Rex in red down the chimney flue slide. His stomach, it wagged, and his face held a sneer, and his teeth were sharp like long-pointed spears. Then a wink of his eye and a twist of his head, and I knew he had seen me. "Oh, bother," I said. He spoke not a word, but went right to his work and ripped off my door with one great big jerk. Then opening his mouth, he popped me right in, pulled out a hanky and dabbed off his chin. Like a greasy French fry, I slid down his throat till I splashed in his stomach and I started to float. "Hello," said a voice, and it gave me a pause, for there in the corner was old Santa Claus. "I'm sorry," said Santa. "My fault, I'm afraid, but a child wrote a letter in a very polite way and asked for a dino to keep as a pet. Said he'd feed it each day if he didn't forget. How could I deny a request made like that? So I poured some old chemicals into a vat, stirred in some powder from fossilized bones, and before I could sneeze, ha-choo! I'd created some clones. And just like a movie where the scientist is mad, I found I'd made monsters that were badder than bad. Like hound dogs, they chased me around the North Pole till T-Rex had caught me and swallowed me whole. Nope. Then taking my place, Rex hitched up my sleigh, and with a growl and a howl, they flew on their way. They've circled the globe, finding nice girls and boys, gobbling their treats, and stealing their toys. Santa's story was sad, but what could I do? So I popped in some gum and I started to chew. Here, Santa, I said, then blew a big bubble. That's nothing, he said. I'll blow one that's double. His bubble stretched out and covered his nose. Not bad, I said, but I'll cover my toes. So I chewed real fast and started to puff, just hoping my bubble would grow big enough. We puffed and we puffed as our bubbles grew, and the two of our bubbles stuck together like glue into one giant bubble that filled Rex's belly and made him feel sick, like he ate too much jelly. He rolled on the floor, holding on to his sides, giving Santa and me some pretty rough rides. It must have been someone I ate, T-Rex moaned, and it seems to me they've suddenly grown. Then Rex gave a burp that shook the whole block, and we both popped out like two jacks in a box. The T-Rex frowned when he saw Santa there. He was dripping with slime in his underwear. T-Rex! Cried Santa. Your time has come! As he made some adjustments to the video gun. But Rex roared and charged before Santa could shoot, so he tossed me the gun as he ran from the brute. They knocked down the tree and dashed through the hall. They ran through the kitchen and the living room wall. 17 times Santa led him my way, but I missed every time, I'm sorry to say. Santa was slowing. He was getting real tired. He was huffing and puffing like a fish that's expired. Then, Dad, said a voice from behind me this time. That's not how you shoot the XOK9. Mikey poked up the gun and aimed down the sight. There was a thundering blast and a streak of green light. That's great, I said. You hit him first try, but now aim for Rex as he passes by. Mikey aimed once again, and there was a terrible boom when the smoke finally cleared and we could see the whole room. There was nothing left where the T-Rex had been, except a dinosaur toy made of plastic and tin. A stag on the roof must have heard all the noise, 'cause he crept down to look and to snatch a few toys. When he saw old Santa, he picked up the chase, but he met his demise thanks to Mikey the Ace. Then came a raptor and brachiosaur, plus Massospondylus and 4 reptiles more. They were very ill-tempered, nasty and mean, but Mikey got them all. He was a toy-making machine. Wow, Mikey said. That's the bestest game ever. Can I play it again? I could do even better. Oh, no, Santa laughed. You just nicked my boot, or I'd be a toy in a Santa Claus suit. Then Santa sat down and said, now I'm confused. My reindeers aren't here, so what can I do? Mikey smiled at Santa and opened a chest and grabbed up some toys, his favorite, his best. These dinos are ones that I've had since brand new. I promise they're good, what you say they will do. They're just what you need to pull your big sleigh, but give them some cookies and milk on the way. Before Santa could answer, Mikey picked up the gun and flipped on a switch till it glowed like the sun. He aimed at his toy, and slowly at first, then faster they grew with each trigger burst. Till finally, much taller than our chandelier, they raced out the door as Dino reindeer. Then up to the roof they flew with a bound and hitched themselves up with the harness they found.
"Well, well," Santa said, "I suppose they will do, since I can't catch a taxi and I'm quite overdue. There's only one thing, this little red suit ain't fit for the public, despite being cute."
So I scrounged up some clothes and a pair of old shoes. "These stripes," I announced, "will look perfect on you."
"Why, thanks," Santa said. "You're awfully kind, though they are a bit snug on my ample behind."
"Don't worry," I told him. "You'll manage all right. Besides, you'll just need them for Christmas Eve night." So laying a finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "They've ripped! I knew these pants were too tight!"